Okay, Ian. Recently, we've had a lot of controversy about what is a real gamer. Should you cheat in a game? Should there be easy modes? Should developers be forced to put easy mode in video games? And this article came out entitled "I beat Sekiro's final boss with cheats and I feel fine." And that's sort of been the, I guess, the touchstone of this conversation. It happened now for like 1 or 2 weeks about game developers versus the audience and everything in between. So I want to hear your take on all this.
Okay, so my take will probably please no one.
It'll please no one. Be fence sitting.
It'll please no one. So, okay. Cheat all you want. Play games on easy mode. Do what you need to do to enjoy video games. I don't care. I don't think that this guy beating Sekiro's final boss with cheats is a sin. I don't think it's a big deal at all. You are still playing the game, and at some point you need to continue. You need to get by. And if that person enjoyed it, then that person enjoyed it.
By the way, I never heard of this game series before I saw this. This conversation came up. I never heard of it. It looks great though.
Oh, it's
samurai game.
It's by the same people who did Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's also incredibly difficult, just like those games are.
Yes.
So I have no issue with that. I mean, the larger conversation around, the people bitching about how you didn't overcome anything. You know, people who put that much stock into video games. I can't,
for personal growth.
Yeah, for personal growth. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't relate to that. I mean, giving someone a bunch of shit because they dared to have fun with the game and lower the difficulty, and acting like it makes you better. It's the definition of you have nothing and you're trying to grab onto something.
Well, it's also gatekeeping, right? It's like you're not a real gamer because you're not beating this on the hard difficulty.
Yeah, you're not beating this on the difficulty that I beat it on. You're not overcoming the same thing. You didn't get the same experience.
Difficulty is one of, I guess, many attributes you put with the video game. And I guess the argument that some people say is that, well, if the difficulty is supposed to be inherent to the design of the game, like with a Dark Souls, are you cheating yourself by not experiencing the game how it was quote unquote intended? And at the end of the day, video games are interactive, so what I get out of it might be different than someone else.
Right, exactly.
And if I get out of a Dark Souls, maybe I just liked, I don't know, the dark overtones of it, things of that nature. Maybe the difficulty to me, it's a turnoff at some point.
Yeah,
maybe
I would argue that yes, with a game that is so based on its difficulty and its repetition, that there would be a level of ease that I think would just kind of, for me. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, okay, this is not so much my thing. But for someone else, I'm sure it's fine. And I would, if there is a reduced level of difficulty that I could see still being a very sweet spot for people who want something of a challenge and to experience the outer, the surrounding world. This series of games that falls under this From Software shell has advanced and has added more story and more lore to their games as time has gone on. So now there is something to see and do besides just staying alive.
This author had an interesting quote that is pointed out here. Feeling good about what I play and why I play is ultimately up to me.
Yep. That's exactly it. I would now my other stance, which might upset some people, is I'm all for easy modes. I wish more games had them. I don't think it's requisite that all games have an easy mode.
I think people were conflating that with accessibility. Accessibility options are cool to make them easier to interact with if you have something that prevents you from doing it. So problems using your hands, or your reaction speed. Maybe you're legally blind or something. So like making taps easier, things like that. That's totally different to me than installing an easy mode in the game. To me that I guess to some game creators that could break their design of the game. Yes. To some game designers, maybe it's really difficult to rethink how to make this a fluent experience to most gamers with an easy mode.
And I do feel
I guess that'll vary game to game, obviously depending upon.
And that's exactly it. Yeah. So overall, I'm like, yes, easy modes for sure. But personally, I just avoid games like Sekiro and Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I like them; they're cool, but I know that they're just not.
They're not for you.
They're not my thing, so I avoid them. I feel like at some point when that difficulty is so inherent to the genre, while you could do an easy mode, and while I'm in favor of these all having easy modes,
why even go into that direction?
yeah, I guess that's exactly it.
I would say this: there's so many video games out there that if one turns you off because it's too hard, play one of the millions of others and go towards it.
Right.
I don't think we should be forcing. Obviously, we shouldn't be forcing developers to put in easy modes if they don't want to. That's insane to do that. Like it's just counterintuitive to anything. There'll be games that if a certain game appeals to you more because there's an easy mode, then gravitate towards that. Now, the one thing I will say about, obviously, if it's a multiplayer game, obviously cheats are out.
Yeah, cheats are out.
That's not even an issue. You're breaking terms of service. You're fucking with other people and things of that nature. If you want to download a hack for a game you bought, go do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't. Who
Yeah.
cares?
So I mean, I'm shy of saying, oh, they have to put these easy modes in, but yeah,
It'd be nice if they can. I'm not gonna lie.
Do it if they can, and if not, and you've got it on a PC or something, do what this guy did. Download a hack for it. Cheat it.
Sure.
I mean, that's fine. I just
I will agree with you. Let's shy away from the extraneous sort of, oh, you're cheating yourself thing.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Have better life goals than beating difficult video games
right.
to define yourself.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a fulfilling experience for me, then it's not cheating myself.
Yeah, if I'm having fun, I paid for my money. I'll watch it how I want.
Yeah,
I'll play it how I want.
I'm all for the easy modes, the cheating and single player, and hopefully they'll put them in more. I do think that
this has got blown up to a weird point where I thought a lot of this was common sense, and I guess it wasn't.
I think one of the things is with Sekiro specifically, and like the Dark Souls and Bloodborne games, I think it's one of the weirder games to make that argument
because it's so punishing.
Because I mean, it's practically its own genre of game now. You have racing games. Like, can't make a racing game more like a platformer, to please me. At that point, it seems like you're just. It's not the best example to make because that is its mechanic. That's its genre. It's a hard game. Racing games, platform games, role-playing games. This one is hard.
It's just hard because
that's its genre.
The combat mechanics are hard to get.
So we can get away from that thinking and be like, okay, well, these are hack and slash adventures. These are RPGs. We can see them for their other qualities. And then, yeah, maybe there can be an easy mode. But I just feel like it would have been easier to make the argument using something different than that specific style of game that this one company specifically makes.
Sure. All right, anything else to add?
Nope.
I think we covered it.